Hey there, Diocese of the Rio Grande. This is your weekly update for the third week of September 2024. As we get started with this weekly update, I want to make sure you saw the special report which came out yesterday. Congratulations, Lee Curtis, for being on the slate to be Bishop Suffragan in the Diocese of West Texas. You are in our prayers. If you want to hear an interview about that, came out just yesterday. Look for it on your podcast or on YouTube or on your Facebook feed. In this weekly update, I want to remind you to sign up and join us for Diocesan Convention coming up in November. Sign up and come whether or not you are a delegate to the convention. There's going to be a lot of fun things to do. There's going to be dancing, there's going to be the Eucharist, there's going to be good food and good fellowship and workshops about things like our Borderland ministry, our relationship with Navajo land, our relationship with the armed forces and federal ministries and the chaplains in the military. There'll be lots of fun to be had. There's going to be an event for young people. There's going to be an event for clergy spouses. So please come and enjoy your Diocesan Convention coming up in November. Information about how to sign up is on our diocesan website, diocesarg.org. Also in this weekly update, fall is coming and your Creation Care Committee want to make sure that you are being energy efficient as the season changes from summer to winter. And so I want to share with you an interview with Tim O'Malley from your Diocesan Creation Care team about how to look after your church buildings and your home as the seasons change. There's been a lot of talk about the border in the news, and so we thought it'd be a good idea to bring you a Borderland update. Let me turn it over to Lee Curtis so you can learn about what's actually happening on the border.
Hello, my name is Tim O'Malley. I was formerly the clerk of the works for the Arizona Diocese, which basically means I was their facility person. And we are working to put out little blurbs periodically for maintenance in our churches. We're going to put one out real soon, this week or next week, that will have to do with changeover from summer to winter and inspecting your boilers and your heaters to make sure that they're good. Especially the heaters. You don't want a cracked box that fries all your people.
Tim, I'm so grateful to you and the work that you've been doing. We first started meeting because you're the warden of Holy Family in Santa Fe. And then you also got involved with the Creation Care Task Force. And it's through the Creation Care Task Force that you have been invaluable providing resources for congregations about facilities management. And you know, taking care of our buildings and taking care of them well can not only save us a lot of money, but it also saves a lot of energy that can be just lost. And so tell us, what are some of the things that that we should be paying attention to as we shift our facilities from summer into fall?
Well, the main thing is to have a certified inspector come in and look at your boilers if you have boilers, and get that certificate, which you post, and you also send a copy to church insurance if they're your insurance carrier. And then the other one is your package units or your heaters to make sure that the heating boxes are not cracked or anything, and they'll come in and inspect them. And when you get these people into your facility, you want them to give you a copy of their insurance that names your church as a part of their insurance policy. And they'll all do it, and it doesn't bother them. They get asked for it all the time. So don't be embarrassed to ask about it. Also, at this time, you should take the opportunity to flush your water heaters and check the temperature and pressure valve on that's worked. So it's real simple to do. Just pop it up and pop it down. And water comes out, and then when it closes, you pop it down. It doesn't come out, you're in great shape. But you need to do that at least once a year. At Holy Family, we turned our water heater off because we figured out by the time anybody got hot water in the bathroom, they'd wasted 50 gallons of water.
Wow.
It was 50, but it was a lot of water.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand there long enough. And our dishwasher has a heating element, so we get the heat we need to clean. And get rid of the little bad guys in there. So let's see.
That's great. And it's saving you all money, and it's saving water, which is
That's right. Yep, that's about it. You'll get something out that will be out soon.
Wonderful. Tim, thank you for all your work and for providing easy to follow guidance and tips that'll keep you from your boiler or your heater going out in the wintertime and save you some money along the way too. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, and you have a blessed day.
Now for the Borderland update, this is over to you, Lee Curtis.
Back in December, you may remember we were saying we were seeing more crossings and more folks entering seeking asylum than we had capacity for here in El Paso. We were receiving as many as 1,500 entries a day. The past few weeks, the highest number we've seen is 30, not 30,000, not 300, but 30, with some days there being as few as 7 arrivals daily. What we're seeing now, though, and part of the reasons the numbers are so low, well, the litany of reasons why numbers are so low, is that we're seeing a new approach from the Biden administration, as well as new approaches from governments all along the route to our southern border. Folks who are coming into our country right now seeking asylum are folks who have been pre-processed through the CBP-1 app. Now, this does have some advantages. Folks who are processed through the CBP-1 app are eligible for expedited asylum hearings and expedited work permits, so they don't have to wait 6 months to be able to legally work in the United States. For those of you who don't know, CBP-1 is an application developed by the Department of Homeland Security to allow folks to initially make their asylum application online while they are either still en route to the US border or while they're waiting in Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Costa Rica, as far down as Colombia. Another new aspect of this pattern that we're seeing now is whereas before under Remain in Mexico, when there were fewer crossings into the United States, the numbers of people in shelters in Ciudad Juarez swelled. We're not seeing that in the same way right now. Mexican authorities are stopping crossings at their southern border. The government of Panama has recently signaled that they're going to stop allowing people to pass through Panama on their way up from the Darien Gap. And so we're seeing the numbers go down all along the way. What that's meant is that back in July, the network that we're a part of informed many of the congregations and small shelters here in the area that we would not be receiving people for short-term shelter in the way that we had, and we don't know when or if that will resume. What has happened, though, is we're seeing an increased need for long-term shelter. What we started as of last week is our first trial with long-term shelter. We know that we have amazing staff in Anareza. We know that we have a wonderful space that is supported by gifts from people all across and outside of the Episcopal Church. And we're hugely grateful for that. We have to remember the humanity of the people who are coming to our country looking for safety and security for their children and their families, because that really is what it means to respect the dignity of every human being. As we approach the election, we may see an increase in dehumanizing language focused at people who are arriving to our border or folks who have recently arrived. And one of the things that we have to stay firm in and stay committed to is honoring and respecting the dignity of every human being who is created in the image of God. I've said it many times. We do this work here at Rio Grande Borderland Ministries because the border is where we are. If we were somewhere else, we would find a different way to honor and respect that dignity, but this is the place where God has planted us, and this is the work that God has given us to do.
That's your weekend update for this third week of September 2024. God bless you, Diocese of the Rio Grande. Keep doing the wonderful ministry you are doing. I love you, and we'll see you next time.